Film photographs. These past couple years I've been able to travel to some really amazing places, and I brought my film camera along with me and was able to take some photos, and behind those photos there's some really cool stories and I'd love to share them with you. Alright, we're gonna start off really easy. This first photo was right when I got my film camera, and I saw this old car on the side of the road and I pulled over and took a photo of it, and to me it was a really special moment because I had just started learning how to use the camera itself, and I got to take this photo and it turned out really cool and I ended up really liking it. It was my first time ever visiting New York, and my friend and I went and we were just kind of exploring the city for the first time. And one of the days that we were there, we actually were just trying to get some food, I think, but we ended up taking the wrong train and ended up going way too far. So we ended up in Grand Central Station and just figured we would just walk around because it was like 1 a.m. and it was completely empty. And this first one is a photo of the empty subway, and I just think it's super cool because typically the stations are like super packed in New York, as you probably know. This one actually in Grand Central Station, like I said, it was completely empty, but on the right side those little things were changing. It's like another photo of Grand Central Station. Here's a photo of me in the subway as it was empty at 1 a.m. I was super tired and just ready to get into bed. It's my first time ever seeing the Statue of Liberty in person, and I got some shadow in the foreground there, and it ended up being one of my favorite photos taken in New York. And another one from Staten Island Ferry as well. These two photos were my first time in Times Square, and I was just taking it all in. I was so stoked to be there. I'd never experienced anything like that. You just see it in the movies, and once you experience it in person, it's a whole different thing. It's so sick. Oh, and my friend and I were staying in this hostel, and one of the girls in our hostel was this really awesome German girl, and we got to just hang out with her, and she came with us to Times Square, and we got to explore with her. And that experience was so incredible because I got to meet some really amazing women and got to just explore with them on their travels through New York, and they kind of were going all around the US at the time, and that moment is for sure for the books. These next couple were taken in Washington Square Park, and we were kind of just killing time, my friend and I, and it was a lot of fun. We were just sitting people watching, and as we were people watching, I look over and I'm like, man, that guy's famous. And so I'm sitting there and I'm starting to freak out because I'm like, I want to meet this guy. So I start Googling middle-aged men actors. It's like in New York. Like, I was trying so hard to figure this out because I wanted to meet this guy. I didn't want to walk up and be like, hey, are you famous? I actually ended up just walking up to him, and I was like, are you who I think you are? That's literally all I said to him. And he's like, I am. It ended up being Seth Meyers, the talk show host, and that's literally how I met him, and he was so kind. He was like just the most genuine guy. We were like just chatting for a while, and I was passing ball with his kid, and after I was leaving, he was like, good to meet you, Connie. And like, when people remember you by your first name, you can just tell that they're a genuine person. So that was a really cool experience, and got to meet him, so that was awesome. This photo has to be my favorite photo that I've ever taken ever. We went to the Flatiron Building, and as I was squatting down to get this shot, these two birds flew by. I snapped them. I don't know how I got it, like it was so fast, and my friend was filming me as I took this photo, and the fact that she got my reaction on camera to getting that shot was the best thing because I remember being so pumped. My mom and I went to Mexico together and just got to spend some quality mother-daughter time, and she snapped this one of me. It just felt really nice because she wanted to take photos of me, and I looked really young there, but I felt just loved, and the time was really special there with her. I was just trying to get this one shot of a wave crashing down, and it took like probably 12 whole tries to get the wave actually coming up in the crash, and I finally snapped it, and I was super stoked about it. My mom was trying to snap a ton of photos of me there. She doesn't know how to shoot on film, so I was really proud of her and proud of how the photo turned out. In this photo, my mom and I were just walking down the beach back and forth, and she shared with me a ton of memories from her childhood. I snapped this photo along the way, and it's just a really cool memory. Another photo of my beautiful mother. A couple other photos from Mexico.
Kiss your name on his lips. He's no.
This one was taken in Oregon. I believe it's called Cape Kiwanda, and my friend and I were there at sunset time, and we climbed up a huge pile of sand that's there. and got to just watch the sunset from the top, and it was super beautiful, and you can see the sunset reflecting in my glasses, and it ended up being really cool. I have some friends that live in LA, and we were able to go to Joshua Tree, and I'd always wanted to go, and it was just the most beautiful thing. Here's some of my favorite photos from Joshua Tree. It's kind of hard to put a title or put a word on that experience because it felt so like dear to my heart. It was such a beautiful day and such a beautiful time with my friends, and just getting to experience their presence in a new place that I'd never experienced, and it was just a surreal thing. And on our way to the airport, I was trying to get rid of all the film that was left on the camera, and I was kind of just snapping photos along the way, and I ended up really liking quite a few of these. And lastly, I took these two on the plane. I guess I didn't manage to get all the film off that roll, so I snapped these two, and the fact that you can see the moon and the sunset in this one and part of the side of the plane, I just think it's such a cool photo just because the moon's in it and he's just peeping through. And lastly, my second favorite film photo is this one. Honestly, it's nothing too special. It's just the wing of the plane, but there's a little reflection of the sun there, the little burn, and honestly that just made the photo all the more better. I just love the blues and the kind of just the colors in it. Keep in mind that these photos don't have any edits to them. They're just right off the film camera, and they're really raw and really just plain old film photos. And yep, the biggest reason that I shoot on film is because after I snap the photo, I don't have time to go back and look at the photo. I just have to wait. I have to wait however long it's gonna take, 2 weeks, a month, to actually see the photo itself. So snapping that photo, I'm immediately required to focus on the present moment, what's right in front of me. When you're shooting on digital, by the way, digital is awesome, but when you are shooting on digital, you have that right in front of you to go back and to look at the photo, and you can say like, oh, it didn't turn out good, or oh, let's retake it. But with film, you can't do that. I have such vivid memories behind these photos that I've shown you today because I was able to focus on the present moment. So it's more than just taking a photo, it's experiencing what's happening behind these photos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed some of the stories that I have behind these photos. And I hope it encourages you to go shoot on film, or just to start shooting on disposable, or whatever it looks like for you, and kind of just allow yourself to experience the present moment as you're shooting. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time with another new video. Bye.